Hello, Mr. Iskall. It is good to have you back for another video here.
Hello, Mr. Jordan.
I've wanted to do this for a while. I've had this written down as a video idea, but I just hadn't gotten around to it. But I was like, you know what? You're back to making videos. You seem like a good person to share insights and make a tier list of all of the Minecraft versions. Well, most of them. Yeah. Most of them from like all the way in alpha until the present day. So that's what we're gonna do. I have all of them, most of them laid out here. Shout out to the person on Reddit who just, made the whole thing about these are all the versions and when they came out. And I was like, this will be good for icons for a tier list. So I'll link their post in the description. But should we start from the old and then gradually work our way up to the new?
Oh my goodness. I gotta dust off the memory here,
I know, same here. It's just like cobwebs. My whole brain is cobwebs. Do you remember playing when the Nether came out?
I think if I think about it, I do remember it. And I do remember it being extremely scary.
Yes. Okay. It was so crazy. I didn't even want to go into the Nether. I was like, I'm gonna die in 2 seconds. There's no way. How would you survive in here? All right, I'm bringing it over to the tier list. So, have you ever done a tier list, by the way?
I have actually. Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
I've done a few of these with different things. I couldn't tell you what last thing I did a tier list of, but it wasn't of my good looks. It was of something else. I can't remember now.
Ranking each year how you looked over the years.
Yeah.
Nice. S all the way across. Yeah.
Oh, how did you know? Did you watch? You saw the video? That was a private one.
So I guess there's different ways to rank. You could do just in terms of concrete the features themselves or how it made you feel. And in this case, I never have been able to recreate kind of the memories and the feelings as really early in the game where you're like, oh my god, it's dark and there's a creeper, holy frick, I'm gonna die. Or going into the Nether for the first time and you're just like, no way I can survive in here. There's lava everywhere, there's gas shooting at me. So this is pretty strong emotional connection for me.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, there are many times when I think back of me playing Minecraft and I look at what did I do back then? And honestly, I just built cobblestone platforms in the overworld and that's what I did. And so when this came out, I remember feeling like, okay, I have two worlds in one now. So there was also a big emotion around that, which seems silly now if we look at the scope of the updates. But it was definitely scary. And I do remember that immediately when I just read the Halloween update. So, but where do you place the first thing on the list?
I know you don't want to max it out. You can move it later on. I would put it at A because I think it's the emotional connection, and new dimensions are not added very often to Minecraft either, are they?
I agree.
We'll start it at A, and we can always shift it if nothing ends up going into S or something like that, All right. So beta 1.2, I'm gonna have a little less insight probably in the beta ones, but we kept some where I have some connection to note blocks, and that's why I kept this one in. So beta 1.2, if you had asked me when did cakes get added to the game, I would have thought just forever, but I guess not. Yep. Note blocks I thought were really cool because it gave an opportunity to recreate a song in Minecraft with note blocks. And so I did a video where it was a deadmau5 song out of note blocks, basically, because he played Minecraft, and so I was like, oh, that's kind of a cool crossover to do. And then he posted the video on his Facebook, and I was like, yo, so that's my connection to beta 1.2.
Okay. Remind me, was this the version where all of a sudden all you did all day long was build rails that traveled a note block thing?
I didn't personally build rails and travel on note block things. Mine was edited after the fact. I didn't actually do the whole song. I didn't do the timing of the song in Minecraft. I just sampled I played the notes in the game and then recorded that because I didn't know to go and use the OGG source files directly. So I just recorded me playing them in the game and then
that's
the
cute.
Sounds. I put the sounds together afterward. But this one, it's not that big of an update in terms of content, but it was a fun thing to do.
The amount of content that has come out of note blocks, though, we gotta give the game that. Imagine Minecraft without note blocks. Imagine Minecraft without cake. This is an A for me as well.
Really? We gotta have some other lower tiers, by the way.
We will. We got 115 in this list. We got 115 in this list. We will have.
Okay. Beds and repeaters, beta 1.3. 3. Let's bring it on over. What have we got here?
This, for me, was a hate and love update because
you don't like sleeping?
I loved repeaters, but I hated the fact that you could sleep. Like, to me, that made the game weird. You could just skip. I thought it was cheating.
I can't wait for the like weird things that we're about to run into where you absolutely detest something and I'm like, huh? To this day, he hates sleeping. Phantoms better be S tier for you.
No. Today, I think Minecraft mobs are kind of just a nuisance, annoying. But back then, for me, Minecraft was like the survival world where you had to like, survive. And the beds just made it so that the game was free.
Okay, so you think like B tier here? I guess it made it so surviving the first night is not really like, if you go back to the old how to survive your first night in Minecraft, now it would just be punch 2 sheep and sleep.
Find a sheep. Yeah.
So that's true.
Yeah, B is fine.
B for bed tier?
For bed tier, but repeaters were great. I just want to say that.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, obviously repeaters are kind of critical, especially as a hermit. Beta 1.4, the wolves. Yeah. See, I have feelings about this because I have feelings about the wolves. Okay. And the fact that the wolves have not changed at all, and they still, as soon as you become friends with them, if you want them to be used, they're gonna die. They're just gonna die. If you do not permanently sit them and keep them stationary and they can't go anywhere, they're gonna die.
On the contrary, what were you expecting them to do? Like be your protector?
It's like, maybe at the time, it was cool.
They're cute, though.
It was cool, but we've gotten this much further, and they just die.
They twist their head, though.
They do turn their head and look at you, and that is just
It's adorable. It looks like a real dog. But, okay, when did this update come out? When did beta 1. Do you have the date of this? Is it like 2012, 2011?
No, this would have been like 2010 sometime.
Okay. I have still not, since this update came out, had a wolf as a pet.
You never tamed a wolf?
I probably tamed one, for an achievement or whatever, but I've not had one.
My most notable wolf companion was a wolf named Sheep Hater. See, I think wolves are C. Maybe at the time I would have been like, oh, wolves, this is so great. But that I'm accounting for, because otherwise I'd give wolves a freaking F tier right now. It's off the board. It's down at the bottom because they need armor. They need a way to survive. They need to be survivable and help rather than just dying.
Have you ever seen a wolf with armor?
This is a video game. Have you ever seen a skeleton shooting a bow and arrow?
Yeah.
In real life?
No, obviously not. That would be weird.
Uh-huh.
I've seen it in the game, though, and I've not seen
what are your feelings on me putting C tier?
Yeah, the only reason I wouldn't put this in E tier is because then the internet will just riot and say, but it's a pet! And also the turning of the head is cute.
Okay, I'm glad. I thought when you were saying it's cute, I figured you were gonna, like, push for higher.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. No. He's a pragmatist. This is good. Beta 1.7. Pistons.
Now we're talking higher.
Yeah.
Bring it over.
Pistons, bro. Okay. Pistons, this was the coolest thing ever because I remember when I made a video on the piston mod and I was like, this is sick. This is so cool. And then they took the mod and they put it in the game. That's only happened on a handful of occasions ever. Smooth lighting, pistons, other performance things. Mostly it's been on the performance side and not the actual feature side.
1.7 and 1.6, both mods that the Dark O's for we get there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Anyway,
we get there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
To me though, this moment in Minecraft's history changed everything. This is a clear S grade for me. The amount of stuff, like nowadays with all the mods that exist and stuff, people are maybe like, oh, that's weird. What do you mean with that? But back then, and we have to remember back then, right?
Right.
Back then, this was changing everything.
Yeah. Because you couldn't, like, once a block was on the ground, that was it. Like, you couldn't do things. You couldn't maneuver it. And this was like, oh my God, we can actually, like, make things move around.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
I tried to build a moving car for a very long time. It didn't work out, and I still haven't been able to do it. But
and then when slime blocks came, oh man, the combos. Mm-hmm. Anyway, okay. That's a big one. Our first S tier. Now we have, it's, I just rolled them both into one. This is how they were laid out in the chronology thing that I borrowed the imagery from. Adventure Update Part 1 and Part 2. The full release of Minecraft at Minecon with the Ender Dragon and all of that. The second dimension ever added. The second and last dimension ever to be added to the game. Bring it on over.
For me, love the Hunger edition because it gave the game more purpose. Didn't really care much about the end. Didn't really care much about the enchanting per se. Really didn't care about potions.
You mean you're not a fan of protection?
It's very cringe, man. it's
very cringe.
Don't get me started on protection, man. It's just, oh, wait a minute. Here's your armor. If you add protection, you get 80% damage reduction. Go into
the minutia, the coded in details here.
The problem with this update, okay, so it's a good update. Obviously, this was the biggest update they had. It was a big commotions, but it had one big flaw. Do you remember what big flaw it had?
No, I don't remember the big flaw.
It destroyed every world up until this point.
Oh, right. Oh.
That has to weigh it down. That has to weigh it down.
Yeah, that would not be a very Microsoft endorsed update. Okay, that's a big ding against it.
I mean, it had a lot of stuff going for it. It finalized the game in a way, moved it out of beta. I would not place it higher than a B though, personally.
Whoa. B for beta 1.8. I would have put it at A, but yeah, no, that's a big ding. Like, just your beta worlds are beta worlds. Everything beyond, you have to start over, start fresh from full release. So,
which in a way makes sense. But now that we played the game for another 10 years, you know, it would be cool to go back to that very first cobblestone you placed in your world, right? But you can't. So, yeah, no, I'm gonna stick with B.
Okay, I have memories of it because I went to the first Minecon and like did stuff there But, you know, that I should dissociate from the game itself, because those were memories that weren't like playing the game. It was just kind of adjacent to it. Okay. Full release of Minecraft, B tier. There you have it.
Savage.
Okay, moving on to 1.1. If you had asked me what version did spawn eggs get introduced, I would have been like, I don't know, beta sometime. I did not realize it was added after the full release of the game. But spawn eggs they're a very useful thing. Like, you don't have to do a spawn command, although not essentially. You can do a spawn command, but they do allow you to, like, you know, do dispensers. They're very helpful for adventure maps, you know, custom builds,
map
things
makers,
like that. Yeah.
I feel like I can't really have any input on this because I'll put it on E, because I don't do adventure maps or map making per se. To me, this did nothing, and I didn't know that it wasn't in the game from the beginning.
And to be clear, there were probably some other subtle additions to the game in each of these earlier versions that we're simply not going to remember. But these were the highlighted points that were on the chronology list and stuff like that. I'll go D. Okay. Because you think it's E. I'm bringing it up. I'm being nicer.
Fine. That just devalues your high grades in the later
I'm Paula Abdul and you're Simon Cowell. Moving into 1.2, jungles and iron golems. Iron golems are, I mean, if you're in the speedrunning side, you like your iron golems. You're very happy that those were added to the game. Also, I'm a big jungle kind of fan because one of the things that I am most associated with still to this day is Jerry's tree, which is a jungle tree built in a jungle. So I feel like legally I have to put this as S tier, but you can input.
Wow, S tier. I was going to say one of my favorite biomes, apart from Mushroom Island, is jungle. Probably where I based the most times. I was super impressed when this update came out. I remember it so vividly because back then, if you looked at Minecraft, it all had the same color map in a way. Okay, you were moving around. There was either a desert, there was a plains, there was a forest. They all had the same sort of color map. And then all of a sudden, boom! I don't know if big spruce trees existed, because I remember jungle trees being like, "Oh, these are amazing! Like, what is going on?"
I don't think the 2x2 spruces existed at that point.
So I agree. This is a high-rated, actually surprisingly high-rated one. We also got redstone lamps in this update, which was pretty.
He's remembering the extra features. Let's go.
I'm gonna say A though. I don't think it's quite up there with the pistons.
That's fine. I understand. I just think I have to because of Jerry's tree. Like, I can't not say it's, but that's fine. We're putting it at A. A tier.
Yeah, you got to put spawn eggs on D instead of E, so therefore you have to down this.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
See,
fine.
this is what your spawn egg love did.
Oh no. I'm so sorry, Jerry's tree. I'm so sorry. Okay, we move on to 1.3, which this is going to be interesting because I'm curious if you view this as the earliest step towards mending or not.
So this, okay, I will talk about this. This update, I think, is one of the best updates they've ever done. The ability to get these villagers, which before this, it's weird to imagine now, but villagers was around in the game, but they did nothing. Mm-hmm. They did nothing. They were done.
They just said testificate and they just existed.
This to me was massive. Like, I love the fact that they got a purpose, that you could start trading with them. I thought the trading was great.
The first domino was good. Then the dominoes started.
And this also added the temples and jungle pyramids so that exploration became a thing. I believe this is also where Ender Chest came into the game. I'm going to say that this is an S tier upgrade.
Okay.
Oh, you agree?
S tier? Yeah, no, I think trading is like it's critical. Right? And so the addition of, and then also, I mean, the temples, you can find golden apples in there. You can find good books. They're very worth checking out.
Golden apples were new in this patch too. They didn't exist before this.
Were they? Oh, man.
I think so, yeah.
Minecraft 1.4, the pretty scary update, the Halloween 2.0, basically. Yep. All right. What are your feelings on the Wither? Are you a Wither fan?
No, not really. I don't like mobs that break blocks. I think they're annoying. But I'll be honest, I did not kill a Wither until much later.
Okay. Have you ever beat a Wither on Bedrock?
No, I've never tried.
Have I tried? I don't remember if I've done it once or not, but yeah, it's significantly more difficult to do.
Oh, okay. New video idea. CaptainSparklez and Iskall, Minecraft Legends beat Wither in Minecraft for the first time.
You mean on Bedrock for the first time?
But we don't say that in the video title.
But no, but if you don't say the video title, they're just going to be like, what, who cares? But what about, okay, but this led to beacons though, right? Because you had the star, you make the beacons.
Yeah. Which I never had because I never killed a Wither because I was too scared.
Isn't that something that would be highly critical in something like Hermitcraft though, where you are getting huge amounts of blocks?
Oh yeah.
And so therefore the beacon with haste allows you to mine
it's great.
Much faster.
Oh, I'm not arguing that the beacon is fantastic. Absolutely.
So
great.
did you just like use other people's beacon setups?
I wasn't playing multiplayer back this. I think I started 1.5 multiplayer.
But you did just say like you never killed a Wither until more recently though, so...
Oh yeah, more recently as in like 1.8 maybe.
Oh, got it. Okay.
I have a hard time putting this in a rating because you are right, like beacons are extremely important to the game. But I don't know what else was added.
Anvil, I mean, obviously.
Here? Okay.
Yeah. Because Anvil's showing
So
there.
like this is a very good content update. I just don't have any attachments to it.
Got it.
This probably went pretty,
Anvils also contribute to mending though, so how do you feel about that?
Mending was not in the game at this point in time.
No, when was mending was 1.11, right? No, 1.9. It was 1.9 with Elytras. I mean, I think this is it's a solid update.
Wait, was this when bats were added?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this is an E upgrade for me. I don't care about the beacons. I don't care about the anvils. I remember this update now. When bats were added, I hated it. I lived in a cave and I minimal lit it up, right? And now there was bats everywhere. And they didn't do anything. No, this is the worst update. One of the worst updates.
So it's an E?
It's an E tier for me. It's an E tier for me.
Okay.
I don't care. I'll trade.
I get to place another one at S tier, apparently. Redstone update 1.5.
Here we go.
This is, I mean, this is pretty significant. This is kind of the infrastructure behind a lot of Hermitcraft stuff and a lot of cool Minecraft builds.
This is the biggest thing in this update was not the comparator, because at the time it was released, no one understood it. Like one guy on the internet understood it.
To be fair, I still don't know what the difference is when you click the light on and off. Can you tell me?
Right, exactly. It's detract mode. It detracts the signal instead of adds it.
Oh, it like flips it around?
Can use it, you can use it as a detractor. So if you put one inverted pointing into the side of one that's not inverted, you can detract whatever redstone comes into that comparator from the other comparator. So if you're measuring something and let's say that outputs 15 and then you're detracting 7 redstone power from the side with a detracting comparator, well, now you're left on 8.
Hoppers are massive though.
Yeah, hop. That was what I was gonna get to.
Okay, that's
no
always
one like no
Okay.
one cared about the comparators because they were way too advanced. But the fact that you could build hoppers. Now let me remind you, back then, before this, you had a cactus farm because they worked the same. You'd have to have a little hole where you were standing
Right.
and like eating the cactus coming down in your face.
I love it when cactus lands on me.
I think even like trap chests were brand new in this update.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
yeah,
the crazy thing is, hoppers are still something that's like widely used, even when you have mods. You still end up using hoppers, even at the fanciest like tech packs and stuff like that. So they've held up very well. Is this nest here?
This is a nest here. Must be. It must be.
We move into 1.6, the horse update, so we can horse around.
Yeah. This from the redstone update to this was really sad. And to me, I don't know if you remember this, but to me, the best addition in this update was actually not horses, but you may disagree. It added one very good block.
It added hay bales, and it also added hardened clay / terracotta.
That's the one.
Yeah.
There you go. When hardened clay came into the game, we got a lot more colors, like the
That is
cyan hardened clay.
We love cyan terracotta, the most cyan-looking block of all time.
We do. It's not, but the only problem was you couldn't mine it anywhere. You had to like mine the clay, which was really rare, but it was still a very good block.
This was pretty just. It was a so-so kind of not much content here coming hot off the heels of 1.5, which was massive. This was just like, I guess we can ride on horses now. Still don't use them that often though. You find yourself using horses very often.
No, like people will say that, oh, Elytra killed horses, but to me horses didn't exist anyway.
Horses killed themselves.
Yeah, horses were just bad from the beginning.
What is this? Is this D or E or?
I'd say D.
Okay. Okay, is this the one where it took biomes from the mods and it was like, let's just put them in the
Mesa,
game.
took Savannah, took everything basically. I don't think Savannah was added here. I think that was 1.8.
Acacia Tree was added in 1.7. So ice spikes. Okay. We had mega taigas with the big taiga trees. So yeah, it was basically all of the biomes that we are used to today. Okay. But Minecraft did not look the same before this was added. There's a big update.
Yep. One of the versions I played the absolute most on because of modded Minecraft.
Yep. Yeah. All the mod packs like stuck on 1.7 for a really long time.
And the reason for that was because it was like 2 years till 1.8.
Mm-hmm. No, but 1.8 was pre-Microsoft.
I know. Yeah, but they sold the company and pushed 1.8 out as their last Mojang thing. So it was the negotiations after 1.7. I think this was a good update. I was wowed by Dark Forest. I remember living in a Dark Forest swamp combination here. I remember my base. That's the first time I really remember the base I had.
I think this is pretty solid 8 here because it's like before all these biomes were rolled out, it was kind of monotonous. You would basically just be going from, forest to desert, but it was kind of monotonous and redundant. And then, you could sprinkle a little bit of nether in there, a little bit of going to the end, but otherwise there wasn't a great deal of variety.
I agree. Yeah, I think it's a good day.
Solid 8 here. Solid 8 here. Okay. Moving right along to the final update, pre-official, signing the Microsoft deal, the Bountiful update. I did not recall that it was called the Bountiful update, but Monuments, Guardians, slime blocks, pretty big deal when it comes to, pistons, redstone, that sort of stuff. So
this update has one of my greatest emotional attachments because of a few things.
Okay.
It added slime blocks, which is my love block. Right, which was implemented directly from that guy, Cube Hamster, I think his name is.
Right, yeah.
And it added diorite, unfortunately.
Oh, so it goes in a couple directions, right? This was the diorite, the granite, and the andesite update. Yeah. Which gives some nice variety underground.
No, it doesn't. It makes it ugly. At the time, it was like adding bats. Like now they made caves even worse. At the time, I remember this being a very underwhelming update. I don't know if you have the same feeling, but we had waited for like a long time for an update. People were saying Minecraft was dead.
Right,
It was like a year between. And then they came out, and to me at the time, it didn't feel like there was a lot. But looking back, the ocean monuments were great. The slime blocks obviously amazing. Diorite obviously absolute garbage. So this is a tough one.
They added barrier blocks with this. Good for maps and stuff like that. Really doesn't impact survival. However, there's a nice little addition here. Endermites. How do you feel about XP grinders?
Yeah, Endermites makes it very easy to make an ender. Before that, you had to make the trapdoor, the piston, and the pressure plates, right? Do you remember the shelf you built?
I don't think I ever did it pre-Endermite.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
wow.
I wasn't like very much on the survival tech side of things early on. Like I would do, if I was doing a redstone contraption kind of thing, I would generally do it for its own standalone thing for video. And I didn't really like, in the survival worlds that I was doing, at this point it was mostly mod packs for me anyway. And I never really did the super tech. I was more adventure mod packs. So
I see.
Despite diorite, can you rank this higher?
Let me think. I love slime blocks. It is one of the best blocks in the game for many reasons. Technical reasons. It looks fantastic. It is Iskall85. It is my block.
Right, yeah. You own
so
it.
Therefore,
you own the rights. He gets royalties every time you use a slime block in the game.
So therefore, we have to rate this F tier because it added diorite and ruined the game.
I'm putting it in B tier.
No! No, you can't.
What do you mean, no, I can't? You can't overrule 100% on your side because of diorite.
Remove it from the list. Can you remove it? Can you put it below E so we can't see it?
That's not how this works. We have to rank it. It's
But where is the F tier? It's not here.
It's not here because it wasn't in the Google image template.
Remove it. It was a bad addition. There. Yes, okay, I'm fine with that. I'm compromising. I'm a reasonable guy.
It's compromising by having
this
the top line visible. This is a B tier. This is a B tier, guys. B for bountiful. It's a B tier. I'm just doing this to satisfy him, but it's a B tier, by the way. Okay, here we go. We had a long gap in the timeline, and then we were hit for the first time since the acquisition with the first Microsoft update, the combat update 1.9. It was a big boy though. And it changed a lot. The game changed forever for so many reasons.
Yeah, this was Los Angeles. I remember this Minecon.
I was like
2016.
When was LA added to the game? Anaheim.
Yeah. Okay, is this when mending got added?
Yeah. I'm overruling you here. I know you are not a fan. Tell the people what's wrong with mending.
It just makes there's no telling the new people to Minecraft that there was a game before mending, but what mending does to the game is that it takes away every single value in your diamonds. You mine 27 diamonds and you're set for life. You don't need to mine diamonds anymore. Before this, there was a reason to go mine diamonds. You were like, oh, this is cool. I found diamonds. You keep it in a chest. You gotta make a new sword when yours break, etc. I don't know. Maybe it is good to be cheating in the game and not be like auto repair stuff. Yeah, maybe that's cool, you know? Fortnite likes it. They have wallhack all the time with the third-person view, you know? It's cool. No, it's great.
Okay, here's the thing, though. From a logistical standpoint, if you were to do away with mending at this point, they would have to get rid of too expensive on an anvil. I think too expensive on an anvil is dumb. Do you agree with that?
Yes. But I also think that the level system is kind of dumb in general. I think that they could just have it. But then mending would exist. Yeah, no, they should get rid of too expensive and make it go up in levels so that it becomes harder and harder to repair. Actually, thinking about it, mending is better and cleaner than that solution. So maybe mending isn't as bad. Do you see the other?
Whoa, we got a perspective shift happening right before our very eyes. You do like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Look. People will argue at the end of the day that Elytra is the worst and best thing that's ever added to the game. I'm on the best side here.
I think Elytras are great.
Yeah, they took wings and they made them absolutely amazing. Like, I was picturing wings, we all were, before they came, right? But we could, they did it so well.
And it would just be kind of creative flight and you'd be like, okay, this is kind of weird. But yeah.
Yeah, no, they did it so well. And you used the punch bow. Do you remember the punch bows before rockets?
Yep.
There was another bad thing added in this update, though. And that was the shields, which is just immortality when you hold the shield.
I don't know. Shields are annoying for PvP, and that's why they're not really used in any of the servers. But I don't know.
Oh, they did the real combat here, though.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of the cooldown combat. I like it. I don't like the spam auto clicker combat.
That's a strong statement. It's a strong statement many people are going to be disagreeing with
you
because
know-
hypixel combat still exists in spam click mode.
Do you know that those people that are going to disagree, those are the people that have gone onto the internet and typed auto clicker, then they've downloaded the auto clicker, and then they started when they play their Minecraft game, and they're like, don't take away my cheat.
Maybe. I don't know. I have no proof. I personally think this is S tier because it's massive. I don't know, but it also has mending, so I don't know if you pull it, you're yanking it down from S tier.
It is Elytra, it has S tier.
Okay. All right. 1.9.
Mending is good for the game in many ways.
I mean, this is modern Minecraft. I guess it's interesting, like Microsoft, first update, it took old Minecraft is 1.8 and below, and new Minecraft is 1.9 and above. So it's like, it's a new era.
New era.
Basically. Moving along into, I guess, you know,
I gotta get a drink for this one, Jody. Hold on, I'm not even gonna watch. I trust that you put this in the correct update. I don't have my headphones on. I'm going to get a drink. It's more important than this.
I'm just gonna quick little check over here. Just wanted to do a small check, just make sure I'm not, you know, forgetting anything that happened. Can we? What? Oh, you know what? No.
Don't say bone blocks.
No, that's not. Just give full jogging my memory. No, it's not. It's not a great one. It's not a great one.
Remove it from the feet. I've got food in my mouth. I can't do it.
It may be. It may. Maybe. Yeah, maybe there. It might, because it's so you had polar bears. You had strays. You had husks. That was. It's kind of there were mesa mine shafts.
No, it's terrible. Move the other one. Wither and anvil up to D now.
Okay, you don't think it deserves on the same level? Okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, and Bountiful update is still down here.
I hide that.
I'm gonna leave it there so we can all remember. Poor Frostburn update. That's that was it's a bit of a.
That's just bad.
Yeah, it was just not much. Not much. Exploration update 1.11. All right. I mean, these woodland mansions are
the best
cool.
thing in this update is not in the picture. I don't care about camels. I don't care about
that. Is not a camel. You're thinking 1.20.
Okay, they're the same thing. I don't care about these big structures that are just like whatever. What was in this update that's missing in the picture? That's the most important though. Without looking, remember. Without looking.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm blanking. I'm blanking a little bit. 1.11. God dang it.
Shulker boxes, man, and observers.
Oh, shulker. Wait, shulker boxes weren't in 1.9. No way. Oh my God. Yeah, shulker boxes are omega. I don't know that it's. Is it S tier? Because I think it's probably A tier.
Yeah, put it in A tier because. Oh, it's hard though, man. This is close. Put it A. Put it A. We can move.
Yeah.
If we need to.
We're getting into more modern Minecraft. Some of the mod packs and some of the maps every now and again are still 1.12. Even though it's weird because, gonna be honest with you, 1.12 is kind of a sort of update in my mind.
To me, this was a really good update.
Really? Well, you just like you do building more, right? You had a lot of building blocks.
Yeah. The color correction in this patch. You know, they fixed the wool, they fixed the...
and then they added concrete, so you have vibrant colors with concrete. Yep. Glazed terracotta, they're cool building blocks. This is going to have a different perspective between a builder and a me. See, I would probably, like, I consider that it is good for building. It's just, I guess I'd lean more towards adventure-y things being cool. Although having the better block palette definitely leads to more replayability, whereas adventure-y stuff is less replayable.
I mean, I think they added the weird illager mobs in this update, actually, that are only seen in maps. The ones that blinds you and stuff.
Oh, the illusioner? Yeah, you never really see them. Doesn't really impact things. I would put it as B, personally, but I don't know about you.
I'd probably put it as S, but B is okay.
You think this would be an S for you? Seriously?
No, an A at least, but we can go with B.
Okay. This was, I mean, at least from a mod pack side, this is like mod packs from 112 for a real long time. And so there was a lot of 112 playing. So, I mean, it was big. It's big for that. big for that. Okay. So it's gonna be a polarizing one. 1.13, the aquatic update with a lot of cool ocean stuff. Made the oceans more interesting. You know, shipwrecks and kelp and underwater ruins and tridents and drowned and also phantoms.
Have you gone back and played Minecraft to a version before 1.13 recently?
No. Well, I've been on 1.8, I think, at some point for a map or something, but not to like play the game.
Okay. It's really dull. Like, because so much is ocean and the oceans are completely empty.
Right.
This, to me, is a very important update. And probably definitely an S tier.
If we discount the phantoms.
Then they added phantoms. Which you voted for.
I did. And again, as I've said before, I thought phantoms were going to be like a cool boss mob that would appear like it was going to be one big boy that would appear over you in like a really unique scenario, set of circumstances, and after you hadn't slept for a long time, it'd be a one-off thing, you like mini boss kind of deal, and then they took it and they made it so just a bunch of them spawn and squawk at you every night after you hit the threshold, and they don't do anything because you have mending on anyway on your Elytra. Who uses the freaking membranes? Nobody. And I didn't know this. I was misinformed. I did not have all the information. So yes, it's partially my fault, but I didn't know.
I am a Phantom Bro too. I also voted for them. For the same reason.
Thank you.
They looked very cool in the preview. I thought, just as you, that this is going to be a very rare mob, and they're probably going to have some very unique drops. Yeah, we were led astray, man. It's not good. And now, you know, the young people coming into Minecraft, they're like, they ruined the game for us. And we did. We kind of did, Cardu.
We did. But it's the only mob where there is actually a game rule you can set before you build your world that you can disable them. Do we still, despite this, it is still a very good update. And I remember playing on the deep end SMP when this came out, and it was a very fun time. Okay.
I think we have to. I mean, yeah, the world is just so improved in this update.
All right, and then I feel like there's a couple reasonably strong sequential updates. Village and Pillage, I think, was a pretty strong one. And maybe you disagree because it allowed you to have very, very fine-tuned control over your enchanting books.
Yeah, and it lagged the game out. Do you remember? Like 1.14 was almost unplayable for the longest time.
I didn't recall that. What was causing it?
The villagers searching for their POIs, and we even had it in Vault Hunters this season in the beginning when H-Bomb picked up a villager in one village and put it in his base 2,000 blocks away.
Was the villager trying to path back? How did this happen?
It's still in the game. It's still in the game. Yeah, I'll be honest. Like, I did not fancy this update. I remember exactly where I was. We were building the new village on the Hermitcraft season 6 server, I think, and this was not a great update in my opinion. It was because I think also the slogan with this update was the crossbow, the multi-shot. I've never used it since.
Crossbows, yeah, I mean, if you get a fully set up one that has piercing and quick draw, it's a decent weapon, but I still end up because of Infinity, you just end up using bows regardless. Because it's like it's not even about the arrows being difficult to get, it's just about you don't want to be dedicating multiple inventory slots to it. So,
and pandas are cute. They're a really good mob, but I'd say a C grade for this. Like, I think it's pretty good where it's sitting.
I use the enchantment cycling all the time, although that's about to go. They are about to do a big thing in 1.20.2 maybe, which will change some of that. But I do using the profession blocks. I do Druid Sandstorm, but that's fine. I thought it was a fairly strong update, but it was mostly just because of the ability to set up your villagers rather than relying on RNG, and you are a very big RNG person.
This is true. I do like the POI control. It's just, it's a bit of a meh. It's not a bad update. It's not a great update.
Well, now we get into 1.15.
Yay.
Hey, I have good memories of, I did a video going over everything about the bees as the snapshots were rolling out. It performed quite well, and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is going to be a good update. But then not really much else happened after that.
No, this was a performance update, behind the scene update. I know that. They fixed a a lot of stuff. But I mean, we are here to judge the features that we got, right? Not the things that happen behind the scenes. To me, this was
this might be neat.
I didn't even install this update. I didn't like
you stuck to 1.14, or you just didn't think about it and eventually you updated and you were like, oh, is this a new version?
Something like that. And I actually think that Hermitcraft did not update because of the fact, this is ironic, this is a performance update, but the performance of bees alone crashed once, right? Because they couldn't find their hives and you had to like... Yeah, so this was bad for many reasons. I'm fine with a D here.
Really? I would have probably.
I think it's better than the polar bear. It's better than the polar bears, man.
Just because of slime blocks actually being useful with some practicality.
Honey blocks, yeah, they are.
Honey block. I always say slime blocks when I mean honey blocks because I just view honey as slimy. So
look, they are unique because they are smaller, they're sticky, they can be placed next to slime block. Yeah, so I think they're good.
That helped, but. Yeah, it wasn't the most exciting thing. I know. Obviously, any tier list is going to have some polarizing hot takes from both sides, you know, us and people watching, and there's going to be disagreements. And that breeds engagement. So engage. Tell us why we're idiots. By all means. Okay.
Please do.
The Nether update, a.k.a. the speedrunning update, which I think this is a good update. Because, God, dude, whenever you go back into the Nether pre-1.16, you're just like... Bleh. Then you go in now and you're like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. Granted, like, we're used to it, and it's not, like, enthralling, but it is so much better than it was before.
Yeah.
What do you think of Netherite?
I don't think I've got a Netherite tool more than twice in vanilla. But...
hey, you use Netherite a lot in Vault Hunter's crafting recipes, by the way.
I do, yeah, I do. I just wanted to give it a purpose, because who cares about making Netherite armor in a game where you're immortal with protection 4 anyway? So, for me, I mean, this is a good update, right? This is a good update.
I think it's a good update.
It's just, I think yeah, I'll leave it at that.
I think it's an A tier at the very least.
It's an A tier. Yeah, I agree. It's not the best thing ever, but it's good.
And it's very widely played, probably for the rest of eternity for speedrunners, because 1.16.1 specifically for the Ender Pearls. Here, I don't know if my hot take is gonna be like, if you're gonna share it or not, but 1.17 is low for me. This is the angry.
I see a thing here. There's a cute pet. The axolotl. There's a goat. And the Arjun hates it.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't, to be fair, really use the axolotls. They do look cute, but also, okay. They were like, at the Minecraft Live, they're like, here's what we have planned for the next version of Minecraft. Caves and cliffs. And we're going to have the axolotls. And we're going to have the amethyst. And we're going to have the goats and the spyglass, which I just hit C with Optifine, but whatever, it's fine. And we're going to have the increased world height, and the deep dark, and the wardens, and the archaeology. And everyone's like, oh my god, this is amazing. This is the coolest thing ever. And then they're like... And by the way, we didn't get to all that stuff. Here's some goats and bean blocks. And you're like, but what about the other stuff? The cave. What about the caves and cliffs? You called this caves and cliffs, but where are the caves and the cliffs?
I think this is sad, because I actually think that the reality is that 1.17 was bigger than most updates we've had in terms of content.
Probably.
It's crazy.
And they stretched real far. There was a lot of stuff that was supposed to be in the caves and
blocks,
cliffs.
Amethyst. You know the biggest thing in 1.17 though that makes this a good update? No matter what you say, no matter what the expectations that you obviously someone failed you with, the biggest thing here is that they added one of the best blocks in the game, which is moss block.
You're a big fan of moss blocks, yeah?
It's so good for so many reasons. It doesn't respect the stupid grass colors and foliage of biomes. It's renewable. It can turn into bone meal. It looks beautiful. It's fantastic in so many ways. You cannot, despite your sadness in your heart, rate this lower than a B.
What?
Unfortunately, you can't.
What? What do you mean I can't? I have it in C right now. What if I simply don't move it?
Well, then, I disagree. People will call you an axolotl disliker for all eternity. Is that what you want? Is that what you want, Jardun? Say it. Deep Slate was added in this update.
I know, but what was the use of Deep Slate in this anyway?
It doesn't matter. It's a good building block now.
But the purpose of Deep Slate was so that it could be the thing below cobblestone in the expanded deep world, and then it was like, here's your deep slate, but there's nothing. Put it in B.
Put it in B.
If you rate 1.19 lower than this, I am going to be upset. Or 1.18, I should say. You're crazy. We're running out of real estate anyway. We gotta add more things into C. All right? Caves and Cliffs, Part 2, 1.18. This is what we were looking for in 1.17. This was what was promised. It was like literally Caves and Cliffs.
Do you think that if you merged 117 and 118, do you think that this would have been an S tier upgrade?
Probably.
I agree. And it would have taken another year though, right? But that's what 1.9 did. And 1.9 is up there.
Yeah, but there's a thing. Expectations, right? You always want to manage expectations. It's important because even if, yes, the content is good, if people expected one thing and then they don't get that, then you're always going to have this little chip on your shoulder, you know?
Next season of Vault Hunters, Jardoon, you will die in every vault.
Is this my punishment for my take on Caves and Cliffs Part 1?
No, I'm just setting your expectations.
Well, but then you're happy if it exceeds.
Your max level you will never reach more than level 4.
What are you doing right now?
I'm setting your expectations so that they are low and so that you exceed them.
Okay, but that's the good approach. You want to do that strategy.
Yeah.
And then exceed, not the opposite. Okay, anyway, Caves and Cliffs Part 2 I think is an A because not only did it have the increased world height, but from a technical standpoint, the fact that they made it backwards compatible, was like really impressive.
Yeah, it was more impressive than your fitting the items here.
I made my tier list backwards compatible by moving my thing over to the left.
This is how old Minecraft was. Actually, look with the dual world height. That's funny. Okay.
Now, we have two left. Yep. The wild updates, which truly, this is actually Caves and Cliffs Part 3, even though they called it the wild update. But I think Ancient Cities and Wardens are pretty cool. I wish that the loot had more of a payoff. The Ancient Cities, truth be told, that was the one thing that kind of bummed me.
I've never played 119. I went from 118 to 120.
Oh, well, 1.20 has the 1.19 stuff.
Exactly, but I failed to know like what is what, right? So they had a lace and frogs,
right?
And Warden. Again, this update is like bigger than you think for the game.
This is a pretty big update.
Did they have all the skulk stuff? Mangrove?
Yep. They added the Deep Dark in 1.19.
Okay.
Well, and the biome, mangrove swamp biome. I think it's a pretty good one. I wish that it was slightly more rewarding going into the ancient city and taking that risk.
Yeah, I think my expectations is what made this update bad. Because I was always thinking this is the mild update without anything. This is another 115 Buzzy Bees. But like looking through the list of what it actually had, this update is pretty massive. And
I think it's pretty comparable to 1.20 in terms of like how much was added.
I mean, you're out of real estate, so I guess it's a B. But I could honestly see this is an A tier.
Yeah, I mean, I will say it was probably the smallest of the Caves and Cliffs updates. And it's like you can see how when they set off to do, if you combine 1.17, 18, and 19 into one thing, which is what they were ambitiously trying to do for Caves and Cliffs 1.17, like that is a crazy amount of features to have tried to put into one update. And so they did bite off more than they can chew. The problem was setting those expectations in the beginning. I don't know. I would feel fine putting it at B tier because it's probably on a similar...
Because you're out of real estate.
Yeah, because I'm out of real estate.
That's why you're coping. You're coping. Okay, fine. There we go. Look at this man's making backward compatibility.
And just in case 1.20 goes here, we'll just leave a little room at the bottom. And that brings us to the present day. Trails and Tales 1.20, which I actually made this slide myself because it wasn't. I was past when the original image was put together. But, you know, sniffers, camels, shards, cherry forest, biome. There's a lot of good stuff in 1.20. I think it's a pretty solid update. It has the trail ruins, which I have not really used. Sussy sand, sussy gravel. And I mean, most people are familiar with 1.20 because it is the most recent. What do you think?
Except for me, I've just started playing it. Like literally played it for a week. I didn't know about suspicious sand and gravel until like yesterday.
Okay. Thoughts
What
so
is
far?
special? What is special with it?
You just get little, you can find pottery shards in it. You get it, you make the copper brush, and then you do a little, and then it could be an emerald that pops out, or a stick, or a pottery shard,
they got loot tables.
But what's kind of cool is you can customize the loot tables, like with NBTs, and so in an adventure map or something like that, you could make it so that you dig out like a diamond or an elytra or something, you know?
I like that, and honestly, I'm not gonna have too much input of this. I've seen the cherry tree. The cherry logs are great. The
Cherry's cool.
ones. The block of bamboo was a bit, you know.
Yeah.
But I like the pots. I know people, or I've heard people say like it's silly. I think the pots are beautiful blocks.
It's, you know, hard to find them all, and then you got to assemble it together, and it's a lot of work to make a pot with the well, you can make like a pot with the brick, but if you want it with the, you know, the symbols on it and stuff, it's a lot of work. Yeah.
I think this is an A tier then.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's a solid update. It's a solid update.
Which is interesting because like I have not seen the Minecraft updates after 1.18 as being like, oh, these are good updates for the game.
Maybe it's just gotten like so consistently pretty good that it kind of all meshes together. Whereas in the past, you might have a 1.10 that comes in there and you're like, okay.
I mean, look at how Minecraft development has like improved without it improving massively. Like the 1.3 update was tiny in comparison to some of these others. Yeah. Right? It's so much to do with expectations and where you were at the time.
It's true.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but, like if 1.3 came out now, or somehow an equivalent with just like a few features, you'd be like, what the heck? So, I mean, I think you could say that the updates have gotten far more ambitious and content-packed since Microsoft took over, for sure. As such, people become more critical because the expectations get higher.
Yep, absolutely. But all in all, Microsoft has done good for the game.
I do think so, yes. It's a, you know, they've said it's a 50-year game. They hope to still be doing updates in 50 years, which, you know, as they said that a couple of years ago. So, you know, 48 years from now, something like that.
Wolves are rated above bees.
I wanted to put wolves low. You said put it in C tier.
I did not. I said put it in D. I said I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure. You can still move it. There we go. That looks better.
Well, thank you for joining for this. Thank you for your valuable insight. Appreciate you. And I hope you've all enjoyed watching. Feel free to have deep debate in the comments. Engagement. We'll see you later.